We're back in Philadelphia where the Cardinals at number 7 in the country lead the home Temple Owls by 10. Happy New Year, everyone. Alongside former Mara sensation Julian Vianney, I'm Dave Leno. And as we know, Julian, conference realignment is certainly aplenty. We see this Louisville team as an example, playing in 3 different conferences in 3 years. Of course, next year we'll move to the ACC. Temple migrating from the A10 conference to the AAC. How challenging is that for these teams?
Well, it's challenging because, one regard, it changes your recruiting landscape as well. So, in a good way, you get different types of players that can come to your program, but in a bad way, you lose the ones where you were at the previous conference. It's also different and difficult because you're playing teams you're not as familiar with, so you're constantly shuffling. When you're used to a conference, every year you're playing the same teams, so you get used to the same faces, the same styles, and so this is shaking things up a bit.
And because of this realignment, we see these two teams today, Temple and Louisville, battling each other for the first time in history. Temple certainly not getting any respect in the preseason conference poll, slated to finish second to last.
Yeah, but Temple really has to get some respect because I think as the season continues, they can hang with anybody. You see here, they're hanging with Louisville, and Rutgers, I think, is an impressive group out of this. It's going to be tough. I mean, Connecticut really reigns above all, so really when anyone says that this is an open conference, it's really not when you've got Connecticut in it, and that's something Coach Walls kind of laughed about with me before the game.
And in the current conference standings, UConn currently at 13-0. Brianna Stewart over 18 points per game. In fact, Gino Auriemma has 4 different scorers in double figures. Louisville, of course, up there along with Rutgers, who has 2 losses this year, including 1 loss by just a mere point to UMass.
Yeah, Rutgers has had a pretty good season, and they've always been a solid program, but I think that they're more of an upcoming program than people thought this season. So they're the group, I think, to really watch out for in the standings this year.
Both these teams will try to gain some momentum in their conference matchup today, the second conference matchup for both schools. Louisville at the break, up by 10 first half. Highlights and stats after this.